Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is LuckyBunz, and in today's video we're going to be going over the fastest way to shiny hunt the Swords of Justice in Pokemon Sword and Shield, the Crown Tundra. Now before we get started with this video, if you do enjoy it and find it helpful, please make sure to smash that like button down below. It would really help out with the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to see more Pokemon Sword and Shield content like this in the future, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well and turn on the bell notification. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Now before we even get started, what exactly are the Swords of Justice for those of you who are a little bit unfamiliar with them? So the Swords of Justice are going to comprise of Cobalion, Virizion, and Terrakion. And then additionally there is Keldeo as well, although Keldeo is shiny locked in this game, so there's no point really going over it in this video, but I will go over a small location guide in case you are interested in actually getting Keldeo. So how do you even find Virizion, Cobalion, and Terrakion? Well, these Pokemon are going to be a side quest through Sonia in the Crown Tundra, and essentially they're the Pokemon that you want to have to find through the footprints. So maybe you've already started this, maybe you kind of forgot about it, whatever the case may be, complete the story a little bit until you get to this point where you kind of see a footprint in the snow really close to Freezington, and then that footprint is going to trigger a cutscene with Sonia. Essentially, you're going to start hunting down these Swords of Justice. You got to find all the footprints, and so that's what we're going to be going over first. Where can you actually even find these footprints? So let's start off with Cobalion. So Cobalion footprints you can find by going through the Roaring Sea caves, and then you can also find it along the Frigid Sea, kind of around the snowish area after you get out of the cave. And then for Terrakion, you're gonna find the footprints in the Lakeside Cave. So again, you can just travel to the Dynamax Tree Hill right here, and then you can enter the Lakeside Cave from there. Terrakion is probably the easiest among these three to get the footprints, and then Cobalion, and then Virizion. So Virizion is the last one I wanted to go over. It's pretty much all around the grassy area, so kind of around the Giant's Bed. This was definitely the most difficult one for me to get the 100 footprints for, so yeah, keep that in mind. It might be a little bit tougher getting Virizion, just because they do kind of blend in with the grass. You gotta really be paying attention. And so Virizion is going to be light green, Cobalion is going to be blue, and then Terrakion is going to be kind of like brownish, kind of like mud. So those are going to be the footprints that you're going to be looking for. Once you get to 100, you're going to be going back to Sonia. You're going to let her know, and then at that point, then you can start shiny hunting that legendary Pokemon. So now that you've found all the footprints for these Pokemon, you've already talked to Sonia, you are now ready to find where these Pokemon are going to be located. So the first Pokemon that I'm going to be going over is going to be Virizion. Essentially, you want to start in Freezington, and you want to go on the pathway to the left. You're essentially just going to go down this hill and pretty much just follow exactly how I'm doing it on screen. It should take you directly to Virizion. Now, assuming that you already have 3-point pass unlocked, and in case you don't have 3-point pass unlocked yet, what you want to do is you want to go through the Giant's Foot, make it into the Roaring Sea caves, essentially where you're going to find the footprints for Cobalion, and then you come out on the Frigid Sea. Go ahead and just unlock a 3-point pass. This is going to be a save point for one of the Reggies that you're eventually going to have to hunt if you have not been doing that already. And so once you have that unlocked, this is going to be the route that is the fastest to get to Cobalion. So we're just going to get onto the ocean, travel to this island right here in the middle, and you're just going to go up this pathway, and that is going to take you to Cobalion. And then finally for Terrakion, you're just going to go to the Dynatree Hill down here, and the cave is going to be pretty much in front of you, so it should be very, very easy to get to. By far, this is the fastest of the 3 Swords of Justice that you can get to. And then of course we are going to be going over the Keldeo location, but I'll save that for the end of this video, as I'm sure most of you are probably more interested in the shiny hunting methods moving forward. So let's go back over to Virizion, as I did most of my testing on this legendary Pokemon. Now the cool thing about shiny hunting these Swords of Justice is that you can actually reset their spawns using the camping method. So essentially what you want to do is you want to encounter that Pokemon, for example Virizion in this case. You can run away, you can KO it, you can do whatever you want. Essentially once you get out of that though, just go into camping mode, exit out of camping mode, and then Virizion's just going to reappear like that. So one thing that you have to set up first when you are shiny hunting these Pokemon in order to really maximize your time is that you want to find where that Pokemon is going to spawn. So as you can tell on screen, I found where Virizion is going to spawn, and so after I encounter it and then I run away, I go into the menu as soon as I get out of the camping mode because I know Virizion is about to spawn, and I save the game right there as soon as I'm on top of the spawn point. Now essentially the reason that you want to do this is so if you decide to soft reset, you can always just start at this point. You don't have to like actually run into Virizion. This is definitely a lot more ideal because essentially as soon as you load into the game, you're going to encounter Virizion in like a second. I'm not even kidding either. And so that's going to be the fastest way to actually get yourself set up. There's a very small window between the time you exit out of the camping mode and when that Pokemon is going to spawn again. So make sure that you hit the menu before that happens and save your game. So essentially you have three options here. You can either KO the Pokemon, you can soft reset it, or you can just run away from it. If you're going to be running away and KOing, you're going to have to use the camping method over and over again. If you want to soft reset, you can go ahead and do it that way. This comparison is mainly between soft resetting and running away, as those are going to be the fastest methods to go with. Again, it really comes close to it, as you're going to see on screen right now. We're going to test out the methods. So essentially I've gone ahead and timed this in a way where it's just going to loop in one big circle. So the start of the encounter to the start of the next encounter, using both the soft resetting method and the runaway method. And so as all of you can tell by the times, it's actually incredibly close. The runaway method is about 1 second faster than the soft resetting method, which sounds crazy because the soft resetting method is probably more consistent. You have to keep that in mind as well. But if you're really maximizing your efficiency, running away is going to be 1 second faster. So if you plan to really shiny hunt this Pokemon, that 1 second could save you a lot of time in the long run. But to be completely honest, it's probably not going to save you that much time. So really you could pick whichever method you want, either running away or soft resetting, completely up to you. Once again, these Pokemon are going to be static encounters, very similar to the Regis, which means that they are constantly going to be changing, but it also means that you can't really use the KO method to get that increased shiny chance. And this is something that I went over in the updated Regi hunting guide. So again, this is pretty much the same application here. I wanted to make sure that this was the same for these Pokemon. I really wish it wasn't this way. I really wish you could KO them and you could build up on your shiny potential, but unfortunately it's just not that way. So once again, for those of you who are unfamiliar with these odds, the odds without a shiny charm are going to be 1 out of 4,096, and then if you do have the shiny charm, the odds are going to be 1 out of 1,365. And they're going to stay that way no matter how many times you soft reset, no matter how many times you run away, no matter how many times you KO that Pokemon. Those are going to be your set odds. You essentially have a 1 out of 1,365 chance to encounter that Pokemon in its shiny form. And yeah, that's about it. And under this method, you can get about 2 checks per minute. So in an hour, you can do about 120 checks. And so essentially you could shiny hunt each of these in one day according to the odds, but we all know that sometimes it is very possible to go over odds. It's happened to me. I've seen it happen to you guys in the comments, so just keep that in mind as well. I've gotten a ton of comments about shiny odds just not working out, especially in Dynamax Adventures mode, because people are not getting their shinies within like 100 adventures, and I'm just like, that's really unfortunate. I mean, those are the odds, but it doesn't mean you're guaranteed to get that shiny Pokemon within 100 encounters. Sadly, but eventually you will. I've actually gotten 2 shinies so far myself, so that's been working out pretty well. Still hunting down that Moltres, but yeah, I haven't had too much luck in that department. Hopefully we can get it soon. And then finally, for the end of this video, I did want to include a Keldeo spawn point guide, just because it's so easy to go over, even though I'm not going to focus on hunting that in this video because it is shiny locked. Essentially, you want to just start at the Dynamax Tree Hill though again, and you want to go forward, then make a quick right, go into that river, and you just want to keep going forward until you get to this little island with a pot. What you want to do, and you have to have caught all 3 of the Swords of Justice, so if you do want to get Keldeo, you have to have already shiny hunted everything at this point, but then you can get Keldeo, and essentially the way that you can do this is by just cooking anything on that island. It's not technically a part of Sonia's quest, as she doesn't specifically talk about it, but it is included in this because you have to have caught in all 3 Swords of Justice first in order for Keldeo to spawn. And with that being said, that is basically everything I have for all of you in this video. Hopefully this shiny hunting guide does help you out that if you are going for these Swords of Justice. I definitely wanted to make sure that I covered this on the channel, as we've already kind of covered the Regis and Dynamax adventures. If there's any other Pokemon that you want me to cover in terms of shiny hunting and the fastest methods for it, please let me know in the comment section down below. Always open to hear your opinions and suggestions for videos in the future. That being said though, if you did enjoy the video, if you did find it helpful, please make sure to hit that like button down below. Once again, it would really help out with the YouTube algorithm, and if you do want to see more Pokemon Sword and Shield content like this in the future, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell notification. And I will see you all real soon in the next one.